Hello, everyone. Live for GRAPPL FPL Club with no Gareth. I think. It's like we're back. I'm here with Great Bash Heel and Mr. Chips. That is Gareth Hodgson. With James joining the screen. All right, James. Been promoted from the championship. Thrown in the deep end, mate. Hello.
Thank you very much. It was a difficult battle, but I made it to the top. For 1
Still
year,
a season
anyway.
to go there. That's it. How's it feel, Mr. Chips, being back? FPL?
It feels all right. I won the Euro 2024 Fantasy League at work, beating 260 other people. So, yeah.
Nice.
I'm good at the short form game. Long form game, I am.
Being Mr. Chip seemed to pay off for that one, mate. It seemed to work out really well. It's one of them games where it's the best way to do it.
Yeah, I'm just wishing that one of the changes would have been this year for, change your captain, like the Euro game, which I think's a good chip, but alas, no. You get a mystery chip, whatever the bugger is that.
I can't get over the mystery chip. Like, what do you reckon it's gonna be, Chris? Like, any guesses? Like, it can't be anything normal, can it? It can't be something as boring as like, there's like the Norwegian game where you can get like your captain and your vice captain's points, so it's double captain, but you've got two captains rather than, do you know what I mean? Double points. I was thinking it would be that, but
yeah,
wouldn't keep it a mystery.
It's going to be a difficult one, like all-out attack. Yeah, that's the thing. Keeping it a mystery is just the odd bit. Like they could bring back the all-out attack where you could play 5 up top or whatever, but so that'd be just like a 1 week punt sort of thing. If it was another wild card, they would have said, but it's just odd that they just throw it in there.
But to keep us on our toes, Gareth, make it interesting. Don't let the casuals go ahead.
I like the idea though that they're not revealing anything, because then it's not something that people can kind of like build into their thinking at this stage. It's sort of, it's something that people will be planning ahead for already, kind of thing. So it's quite cool that it might just sort of drop in and be just some total fucking random thing that might benefit some people and not benefit others. Like, but make anything that makes it more interesting, I think, at this stage has got to be good.
Force the content creators to use the chips early,
Yeah.
Already seen that, Chris. Everyone's like, what am I going to do? Usually hold me triple captain and me bench boost for the end of the season, but is that a thing this year? Don't know.
Yeah, that's it. It's like some people are bench boosting week 1, going to wild card week 6. It's just like,
welcome to my world.
You say some people, Andy Ogden. You all right, Chris?
Evening, everybody.
Good talk.
Hi, Chris. You all right?
Aye, not so bad. How are we all doing?
There we are. The working
very well. Half-heartedly attempting to put together a watch list, but I'm not entirely sure why. I'm just making sure I don't miss like players because they're that far down the list or whatever, or they've changed names for some reason.
I've downloaded an entire spreadsheet from, I think, FPL.team, I think it was, where I got it from. So I've got every player in the game on one spreadsheet right now. No, FPL.com, I think it was. I've got every player on there. I've got them sorted by... oh no, they don't have expected points on there. Damn, that'd be cheating. That'd be good, though. You can sort it by ownership. I've got that. And I can filter it by goalkeeper, midfielder, defender, and forward. And I know by round 3, I'll just be like, I'm still fucked. It'll just be like letters on a screen. The more prep you do, I think, for the draft, the worse it is. I don't know what you're going to say then, James.
Yeah, I did it last year and I've done it again this year. I've gone overkill. So I've got 4 positions and I've picked. So for goalkeepers, I've got 24 listed. So even if it gets right down to the end, I'll at least have a name to throw out. And then, a little panic at the end because I thought it was 10. I didn't realize there's 12. So I had to throw an extra few names on my defenders and midfielders just to fill out the list.
It's a good plan. I've got like about 20 players highlighted as like definites I want. But that's the thing, isn't it? They'll be gone. They'll be gone by the time.
End of the second round. That's it.
2 rounds, mate.
I know.
We do one with my mates, and like every year, it's the draft's always just set for like 3 a.m. and then so it's kind of like go to bed and wake up in the morning and find out what you've got based on like your watch list order sort of thing. So it's and that was like we got up today and like I think I'd gone through and made a watch list that was about like 130 people deep, and I still ended up with like Brozier as my third striker and stuff. I'm like, fucking hell, like I've put all that effort into a massive list, and it still doesn't even cover off the whole draft. Like, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just leave it to my own decisions. I think on this one, not a watch list in sight.
That was my last year.
I've made no preparations at all. I've just
smart
come home from work, had my tea, and then just get on with it.
You'll be picking Rashford again, Chris. You picked him last 2 seasons.
Given his form last season, it might be about round 5 when he goes. So,
to you.
Yeah, unlikely. Yeah,
you'll end up with him. Last year, I just didn't forward to seeing Chris will have about 6 Man United players. Can't resist, can you?
No, it's heart over head.
I've seen a lot of people with Bruno in the team this year, though. Everyone thinks they're going to come back late. You know, it's a possibility.
It's one of those where if we can keep relatively injury-free, but given the fact that we've come through pre-season and we're relying on the new signings, it's more of the same probably.
You've got to make sure the defence is like fully fit, because that seems to be the plays that just like crumble straight away, isn't it, with United? Where you've got your old Shaw out already.
And then bringing in De Ligt and then the right back, who I'm not even going to attempt to try and pronounce, who I've been told are apparently injury prone as well. So, great, just what we want.
It's going well when you're already starting Harry Maguire and Johnny Evans as your centre pair.
Yeah.
It's just like, what are we doing here, lads?
So, where's my defence in the proper FPL game? I've gone full Haaland and Salah. I've decided to get both because I've just decided I just can't. I don't know, of all players in the game, I just feel like I can't go without them. And I feel like because they're so expensive, I can just downgrade them at some point and get somebody else because I can't pick between them. But that's left me with a defence where every defender is like a 4 million or a 4.5 million. And I do this every year and never put enough into the defence. And I'll always regret it a few weeks in. But yeah.
Well, this is the season where defenders probably won't score as many points. It feels, with the way they've rejigged the point system. So unless they are attacking defenders, then it's going to be a bit more of a trick for some of them to get bonus points and that sort of stuff.
I'm reading something on the bonus point system about, players who get fouled a lot, and obviously you'd think instantly Jack Grealish, but looking up on the stats from last season, it was Bruno Guimaraes for Newcastle. 109 times he got fouled. So he might be one for, you like your bonus points, but, he's a defensive midfielder, but it also depends whether if they have injuries, they always play him as a bit of an attacker.
Yeah. I was a little disappointed they didn't rejig the points to get, how it was in the Euros with ball. If you get 3 ball retentions, you get an extra point and that sort of thing. That would have brought people like Rodri and that sort of player into the mix a bit more. Or they could have made a specific defensive holding midfielder position and then the rest as a part of the formation or something. Or there are ways they could have done.
I'd like to see that clean sheet get lifted for somebody like that, and so obviously I'm going to think Endo in my head, thinking Liverpool. Like if you had like instead of the it's a 1 point clean sheet, isn't it, for the defense for the midfielder? If you had like a defensive midfielder and you got like a 3 point clean sheet or something, suddenly it makes them feel a bit more worthwhile, and it's a bit more simple, isn't it, than like ball retentions or something like that to calculate.
Yeah, that's fair. So it's always kind of the difficulty bit, isn't it, between trying to keep the game kind of simple so people can pick it up and play it, and then people like us who want to, get stuck in the minutiae and try and figure stuff out. But you can play like on fan tracks and stuff like that if you like that sort of like decimal point play sort of stuff. You end up, 110.6 or something for a game week or something. It's just like.
But then again, they've done this, so obviously saving the transfers to keep people interested, or just like make sure they don't go away. Right, I can hold off for 5 weeks and do me change.
I think it could keep people coming back, sort of thing. So like, if you get a month down the line and you go, oh yeah, I remember FPL, and then you go back, and you go, oh, I've got 5 transfers, I can just change my team or whatever. Because that can be a thing, can't it? You don't play for 6 weeks, you get back, you've only got 2 transfers, 3 of them are injured, 2 of them are suspended or whatever, or one of them's not playing anymore, one of them's been transferred to Turkey or Saudi Arabia, and then you're just like, well, there's no point even starting again, is there?
Have you ever rolled a transfer over even 1 week, Andy?
Probably not. I think the way I'm looking at it this time, even for like week 2, I'm trying to get as strong as a 15 for week 2, having a bench boost then, and then see how it'll go for week 3. But
you're going for a week 2 bench boost.
A week 2 bench boost, yeah, because there's a lot of easy fixtures for the players who I've got in. But then again, week 3. They all bloody play each other, like United and Newcastle and what have you. So it swings and roundabouts, in it. But
you'll be using the wild card week 3.
Yeah.
I think we're officially an FPL podcast now, Gareth. Wembley's been cancelled, so we're not a wrestling territory anymore. You know, it's all over. Tony Collins killed us off for next year.
Surely he's just moving it to Craven Cottage.
He hasn't said the word Wembley, has he? When he's coming back in 2026. I think it's just a shot at the podcasters. You know, I reckon that's what it is. To get us back for all those thumbnails.
Well, serves him right, doesn't it? No, it'd be wild. It'd just be interesting to just see what even the world even looks like in 2 years' time. Like the idea of them coming back to, you know, and he's probably got 300,000 people watching Dynamite in America and things. You know, like is he going to be able to afford to fly people over for a show over here? Like who knows? But,
might actually just live here, like we used to say TNA should. Maybe they'll just take over. Or maybe WWE will just get like an endless residency at Wembley or something. Maybe that's what's going on.
Just not Cardiff.
Yeah, just not Cardiff. Wow.
Yeah, I go back there just as long as it's not on a Wednesday night.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like 4-hour drive. That's not happening. How you doing, Carl? You looking forward to getting relegated this year?
It's not my turn. Not my turn. Your turn, I think, this year, isn't it?
You're the yo-yo cup, Carl. That's what you are.
Yeah, don't matter.
Well, it's whoever gets the first pick. That's been the last 2 years. Whoever gets picked number 1 gets relegated. So.
Yeah, was it Will last year? JP?
Yeah.
Will last year and Matty the year before. Both got Haaland.
Whoever goes for Haaland is getting relegated. So you want that sweet spot of 5th, 6th, or 7th. That's kind of enough chance to get
still like De Bruyne or Trent or someone you can get first pick and then second snake rounds not far away. That's kind of what you want, isn't it?
Well, I mean, I was 4th last year, and my first pick was Harry Kane.
Right,
and I still ended up all right. So.
Yeah, but that's because you know what you're doing, Chris.
Yeah.
I had De Bruyne 1 year, and he was just injured all season. He was my first pick.
Carl will be like Chris. I mean, Chris can't resist them Man United players. Carl can't resist them West Ham players, can you?
We've got a good team this year so far.
So far, it hasn't started.
Yeah, exactly.
Made some nice moves in the market. At least that's.
I think it's just one of them where they've chucked a lot of money at a lot of players. It's just whether they can make them into a team, isn't it? Like,
yeah.
And if they can get rid of a few as well.
Fulkrug is such a West Ham striker.
Yeah.
That it feels like it has to work, sort of thing. Like if you
it's going to be one of them, though. I think he'll end up being like a German Mikel Antonio. They will score a goal every now and again, and then not really do anything else.
Yeah, I was out last weekend, and we looked at an article that the 55 strikers West Ham had bought during the Golden Sullivan era, and there is some absolute tripe on that. Yeah, number 1, the best one best striker they bought during that era, Demba Ba. Andy Carroll was like number 3, and it's just like I think Antonio was in the top 5, and then the rest were all just awful.
Shit.
Yeah. So one of them has to come good eventually. So.
We've got a knack of bringing somebody in there with a big not a big reputation, but a big expectation, and they do absolutely nothing, and they go somewhere else, and then they seem to turn into a striker all of a sudden.
Was it that Skamaka?
Yeah,
he was one, weren't he? Yeah,
he played all right though. He did all right for us for the first few games, and then he got injured a bit. He fell out with a couple of other players, couldn't get back in the team, and then he was like, that was him done. I think after that, like it was easy to get rid of him than try and get him back in the team. But like last season, it was Antonio was injured for such a long time, and then you had Bowen or anybody who fancied playing up front got to play up front, I think, a lot of the time. So hopefully this year it'll be different.
Who's the Wolves dark horses, James, or are you not wanting to reveal that pre-draft?
Well, what, to pick for this or to actually play this season?
For fantasy?
I wouldn't go for many on either. Fantasy, I haven't got many on my list. There's a few. I've got the defence low down on my picks.
It's always going to be I
does all right.
Fraser in a few
teams. Yeah. Nori gets down the left wing quite a lot.
He's definitely the one.
He-Chan is down as a midfielder, but plays up front.
Larson used to get some goals in Spain. I don't know how he's going to convert to the Prem, but
things crossed.
Feels like slim pickings, I must admit.
I think Cunha and Huang had good seasons last year, but I don't know if it's going to continue this year. I'm not confident.
I've seen a couple of season predictions with them in the relegation zone as well.
Wow.
I wouldn't have much of that.
Yeah.
Help me out, Gareth. I've got him in my team, but who on earth is this Kwanzaa bloke? He's 4.5 million. He plays for Liverpool. People think he's going to play, so I got him. Couldn't tell you what he looks like, what his first name is, if that's how you pronounce it, where he's from.
He was in the England Euro squad.
Was he?
In my mind is Kwanzaa and Konza.
Yeah, that's what I've got them both actually in my squad right now. Is he going to play?
Is the new Joel Matip? That's all you need to know.
Right. Okay.
I was
hoping he'd be the new Simicast.
He's the ball playing centre back that Slot likes over
Canate.
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk seems to really like him, so it wouldn't surprise me if he's had a word when it comes to a partnership thing. But at the end of the day, I'm a bit iffy on at the end of the day, Canate is there, so it would. I'm probably 60-40 in my head that Kwanzaa's going to start, but you never know when you've got you've got another international.
They don't have to buy somebody. Is that so they don't have to spend any money, so they're bigging up a young lad?
Probably, yeah. Either that, or so they can sell him to Bournemouth for 40 million more than than he's worth, or something.
They've not signed anyone yet, have they? Liverpool.
I'm not asked.
Aren't they?
I was back at home at the weekend, and my nephew's a Liverpool fan, and he's getting really tetchy about it. And I'm like, well, you don't just want to sign anybody just to have signed anybody, kind of thing.
You come like Chelsea, don't you?
So you just sign. If you're going to spend money, spend it on someone who's actually going to improve the team. And if they're not, then don't spend money. You don't have to fucking shit your pants and just buy somebody. I'm saying that's a lot of chips.
They've made a lot of signings in the last 12 months or so. Anyway,
you're a winner, Mr. Chips. He's the only one of us with a trophy this year.
I am.
Chris, are you going to be bringing in Sammy Smodics when he comes into the pool?
When he moves to Ipswich, yeah.
It's just come up on Sky Sports News saying there's an agreement in principle.
We'll see. I mean, I think they're getting Calvin Phillips and Sammy Smodics. It's not exactly filling me with hope that a 28-year-old striker with one good season under his belt is what they're going to hang their hat on in terms of goals. Particularly with Blackburn's record of having, whenever we sell a striker, they instantly turn to pot. So it's not great for our season, but I don't think he'll do the business at Ipswich.
So you won't be picking up Brereton Diaz?
He's the one, because he's a midfielder and he plays up top. when I on my proper team, when I was thinking of a 5.5 that I need, Semenyo or Brereton Diaz were the two that kind of stood out to me. Andreas is in there, and I'm not quite sure on Smith Rowe. So I was kind of thinking Brereton maybe, but I prefer the start of the season for Bournemouth than I do Southampton. The penalties kind of knock him over the top, I think.
Who are the IWC lads this year, Chris? What's the inside track?
Rodgers at Aston Villa.
Yeah.
Barco at Brighton. Although not as much now because
4 million.
Yeah, that's it. So they seem to be kind of the early doors pick.
Smith Rowe's been the one over the last couple of weeks, definitely.
Yeah. Goalkeeper Sells at Nottingham Forest seems to be getting a little bit of like traction under the radar sort of thing. But then it's kind of Flecken and Henderson.
Yeah.
It feels like Jota is, like I was saying that in our chat earlier today. Like when everyone was posting the teams, Jota was in everyone's team, and I was like, "Oh fuck you!" Like this is just going to turn out to be one of those things where I'm just going to have him now, just because everyone else has got him, and he'll probably bag 3 or something against Ipswich, and I'll be fuming. Or there's always that one player every year who I refuse to put in my team on the basis of he can't keep that up, and then I don't have them until it's too late, till everyone's 100 points ahead of me based on one player. It was like Cole Palmer last year. I think I finally transferred him in about April or something like that last year, despite him still being buttons. So I'm just
I think Chris had him like from week 4, didn't you, Bash?
In our draft, I had him week 3, week 4, as soon as he moved to Chelsea from City.
Yeah,
and I had him quite early on in the proper team as well. He was one of my main guys. Lad up top for Newcastle as well. The Swedish guy, Isak. Yeah.
There he is, Edward, the money man.
Hello.
Last year.
Hey, Eddie.
Come to flaunt as well.
Yeah. Well, we'll see how it goes.
Good to see you, mate. Hold up. Look who's here as well. Mr. Jamesy. Hi, Jamesy.
Hello.
Good to see you, mate.
Long time no see.
I was going to say
How's everyone?
Yeah, good, mate. Nervous, excited, don't know which.
Hey, James.
Came around very fast, didn't it?
Oh, honestly, I'm not in the brain space. To be honest, today I've watched more stuff than I have, and yesterday I was like trying to catch up on stuff. And we were just talking about who the IWC players are this year. I don't even know, but yeah, I'm sure it'll come thick and fast.
Still Bailey.
Yeah, always. That's who we'll
always have Bailey.
1 year he's just gonna bang them. We're all gonna go. They were right. The content creators were right.
How long have we got between picks?
It's 90 seconds, isn't it?
Are we on 90 seconds?
Should I change it? What do you think? I've got 5 minutes. I actually think I just left it on the default, you know.
I think 90 seconds is fine.
Yeah, because most people don't take the full 90, and I think everybody's in this year. Because last year we had Jeff, and his picks took the 90 seconds. But
yeah, I think Jeff might take the full time because he's still working another hour and 6 minutes. But he's told me to let him know when it starts so he can jump on while he's working.
Okay, fair.
He's a manager now. He can do what he likes.
Countdown is on.
Last 5 minutes.
I have done 0 research this year, so this will be fun.
I'm with you, Eddie. I'm the same.
I don't believe you, Eddie.
No, seriously, I've done sweet fuck off.
You're just trying to work us now.
Well, I don't have a football podcast anymore, so I can't really do a lot of it anymore. I talk about Alex Shane now for a monthly living, so there you go.
Speaking of workers.
Tony Khan's abandoned us now, so now we all are FPL podcasters, wrestling. It's over. Any tips this year,
Just
JJ?
back to the clickbait then for you.
Any tips? Oh God, not really. Pick big players that play games. That's pretty much.
No Chelsea players.
No, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, Yaron Kunku's on everyone's team, isn't he? That's another one. He's a big IWC pick this year. I just can't pull the trigger on it though. Can't justify it.
I don't
6
mind that.
price.
Yeah, he's in my team. It's when you think it's 4 million cheaper than Palmer, you know.
I mean, you could come up with a name and a name generator and then just pass that along as a Chelsea player, and it probably would be fine.
We like that though because there's loads of players in their squad who are like 4.5 million because people don't know who they are. They get into the starting 11 with golden.
If they're even real.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a defender like that for them last year, wasn't there?
Oh yeah.
Gusto.
Gusto.
Just suddenly became like the must-have because he suddenly started playing a few games because Cucurella and Chilwell and James were all injured.
He was only 4, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, man, the Chelsea team just goes on forever, and it could be any of them play. Like Wesley Fofana's on there still. Like,
I want to see it get on to 3. I've never seen an FPL squad be 3 pages long. You know the way you can go to a second page of some teams. I want it to keep going till it's 3 pages just to see.
But they've got 8 goalkeepers. Like,
I mean, you know, you can never have enough goalies, of course, clearly.
Well, the way Chelsea defence, you'd stick them all in, wouldn't you? And they'd still get past them.
Out of the 25 registration spots, just 8 of them goalies. You know why? Just go. I hear one of your Blackburn players is getting sold as well, Bash. I think Sammy Smodjic is coming to Ipswich.
Yes, yeah, we had a little bit of breaking news. Chris Elliott's saying a little earlier. I don't think it's a good idea for him. Not just because we'd be losing Smodix, but
you would say that.
So yeah. I mean, you know, so I said it earlier. A 28-year-old that's only ever had one decent season. It's not exactly the guy that I'd be bringing in to try and keep the team up. But
I think you said as well, Chris, that strikers who leave Blackburn tend to do shit when they leave.
Yeah. I mean, Adam Armstrong had a great season for us. Went to Southampton, did nothing. Brereton Diaz failed in Spain. Jordan Rhodes, Rudy Gestede, Matt Shearer.
Matt Jansen had a terrible holiday.
Yeah.
Poor Matt.
Yeah. Matty Derbyshire. Yeah. Everybody. You know, all awful.
I love this new StreamYard layout. We all look like passport photos. It's great.
I know, right?
It's like we're all just streaming on
a little bit scary.
Just think you could punch someone and then your arm would just appear in the next video.
Like a game of Guess Who, isn't it?
Police lineup.
Are we still missing 2 people?
So there's Jeff. Who are we missing? Jordan.
Jordan said in the group that he will be drafting even if he can't make the call. Is it still a 12-man league?
Yeah. We had we've got Rosatron from the Discord. Rory, who's the 12th man.
I think he
said he was 50-50.
He's in the Facebook chat.
Oh,
right. So he's in the Facebook chat. He's in the YouTube chat because I just saw him.
Okay.
Good man with all you.
Oh yeah.
Just be relying on Jeff Andy. Give him a kick.
Yeah, no, I will.
Oh God, here we go.
Tell him what number he is.
15 seconds.
Watch him be number 1.
Who's getting the first pick and getting relegated?
Who was drawn? Number 1.
Here we go.
And it is Colgach.
Colgach.
Oh no, I'm 10th in this round. 10th.
Do I do it now or not?
Danny Ings.
No. I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do it.
Oh,
just like Scunthorpe, you're going down.
Going up this year, Eddie.
Rory second up. Fuck, where'd all the players go? James number 3.
Oh, we're on quick here, lads.
All the promoted teams here.
On between
Is this like the NFL?
Yeah. Well, to be fair, I'm 11th, so it's kind of.
Oh shit! I don't even know what I am. What am I?
Is that Saka, Salah, Haaland?
12.
I think I've got a 45-minute wait for my next pick here.
I'm going to wait for my first one, mate.
Go for a walk.
Do I dare go with Pep Roulette?
Oh, Palmer's about the only guy bound to start in that team, surely. Oh no, you mean
you're
Pep,
good.
sorry.
Yeah,
You're good for penalties.
Hoyland's right there. Hoyland's right there, Chris.
Bruno Fernandes.
Don't say Bruno. I nearly clicked on him. We'll go with Son. We'll go with Son.
Oh.
Hell.
What noise was that?
That noise. It's like the snooker commentary in the David Mitchell. That's a bad miss. That. Oh.
Just be glad that me picking without being full of painkillers with a back operation. So this is me being clear-minded. So I dread to think what kind of team.
Clear-minded. You could have listened to Gareth and picked Hoyland, and we still would have thought you would have somehow clear-minded, I guess, at that point.
Yeah.
There we go.
Palmer, and now it's Jeff.
Jordan's alive anyway.
I'll tell him round 7.
He's picked. He's went.
Oh, bloody hell! Get some work done, Jeff.
Okay. Go pick Watkins.
Mr. Ogden.
You're not going to know who anyone is, Benno, by the time it's your pick.
My watch list is diminishing here. That doesn't hurt, though. That's probably better, to be honest. No emotional attachments. Names on a sheet, mate.
To answer Connor in the chat, no, I probably would have had the 95 team that lost to Blackburn. Would have been my picks in that situation.
Kai Havertz for Andy. Jamesy up.
Got to stick with Havertz because he did well for me last season, even though there's doubts over, these people on FPL YouTube saying about, he might be a midfielder.
Oh, God.
Who's the competition up front? Jesus, he's always injured.
Ooh.
Very late pick for you, Chris, isn't it?
It is.
That's what he deserves for being champion last year, I guess.
Solanke. Ooh.
Interesting.
They'll at least be a midfielder when he bounces back to me. So. Oh, Trent.
I can't believe
Benno's going big at the back.
Bold strategy, Cotton.
No one fucking left.
You can't say that.
Benno's quick.
In an hour.
The first early cries of desperation.
I can't believe first pick in the second round of this draft's over.
You've got 2, Benno, you know that?
Yeah, I'm just...
I'm glad you said that, because I was just thinking the same.
I just wanted to see the time run out, and he'd just end up with KDB.
I think you should actually pick Nicholas Jackson. That's a great choice.
You know what? I was slagging him off before. Finished the season well.
That's fair enough, yeah.
Lenny Ryan with Gordon.
I was going to joke then, was that knock on the door, Jeff, but it might actually be.
There's somebody at the door.
Somebody at the door. There's someone's motion detected at the front door and the ring doorbell.
Jesus. I tell you that, there's some big decisions already going on in round 2. A lot of thought going into this.
Well, by the
We've
time
already
the draft
reached
comes back now, like if you don't get a forward at this point, like that's why I went Solanke, because you're not going to get a decent forward when it comes back.
I like how it's the second round and we're already at the silent part. Yeah.
I did that last year. I just didn't sign a forward. I left it until I was literally the last 3 slots of my team. So it's just like, I'm not going to get a good forward anyway. I might as well concentrate on the rest of the team.
That's a good pick, Jamesy.
As long as you get one good forward, you can just play a 4-5-1 or whatever, and then hope 3 players break the legs and you get the tall lad from Wolverhampton or something.
Is that your
there you go, old
Jota.
Jota.
One forward. You're just going to make us all pick one forward so you get 3 good ones.
Yeah.
I was going to say, shut up, Chris. Everyone's going to pick strikers here before it's my go again.
I'm trying to hinder the draft.
I've heard that Kevin De Bruyne has got Gareth if you need a player.
It's gas, isn't
Is
it?
he going to be undrafted?
Number 7 after how many picks now?
Oh, Jeff's picked Raya. Fucking hell.
Yeah, so I went Bowen and he went Raya. So that's a goalie added already off the board.
Who did that happen with the year Matty came in? He signed somebody who was like he'd left. It might have been, was it not Kane? No, it was someone like that. He was definitely on the way out.
Linny drafted Kane and then
I don't want to do that.
Linny drafted Kane and then Kane left on the opening before the opening day. I remember.
Yeah, it was. Well, I mean, rumoured he was going, but if I couldn't sit there with Kane at 4 and not take him if he did stay, because then I'd have been.
Exactly, it was worth the gamble.
I tell you what, this is fucking bad when you're like getting to this stage here where it's like second round. I'm looking at the strikers and I'm like Richarlison, Nicholas Jackson, like Darwin, Hoyland. You're just like really.
Matt Jackson, Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Oh.
Brandon
Not even Tony.
Whoa. You mean the
Brandon
Saudi
Cutler
Arabia
100% plays for Wolves.
This is where
is Tony away to Saudi Arabia? Oh,
there was talk of him with the Saudi Arabian team sniffing around.
He'd get put in prison, wouldn't he, with his reputation, betting. Well, he get his head chopped off over there.
There's Phil Krug off the list.
I can't believe Lukaku was on it.
Have I missed something on the De Bruyne front here? Why is people keep mentioning him? Is he like injured or something and it's not flagged red here or something?
Do your own research.
Sign him, get him now.
No, I think it's because he's getting on. He's getting on, but he should still be playing for him, shouldn't he?
I'm going to take your advice, Gareth. Yeah.
You've fallen into Gareth's trap here. Next hour or so, we get an update from Fabrizio Romano that he's away to fucking Qatar.
Oh, God.
No one to Nick Jackson?
What do I do? I had him last year and he was absolutely shite, so...
Well, there's Rashford gone, so there's all my hopes and dreams disappearing.
So, Eddie, when I was choosing my team name, and I was flicking through the defenders, and I got to page 2, and I see Van der Ven, and I get, what a great name! I've come up with a really grade A, funny name here. I love this. Men with Van der Ven. I'm going to look so funny with this. So I stick my name in, refresh, see, it's come through, perfect, it's updated. Scroll over, Eddie.
Sorry.
The same name as you.
Same thing happened last year.
I was going to say, what was
it? I was about to say, yeah.
Bananas and pajamas.
Yeah.
Bananas and pajamas, yeah.
I did the same when I checked the GRAPPL. Yeah. When I checked the GRAPPL proper one, I had a look and I was like, yeah, I've come up with a really great name. Wonder if it...
Yep, he's done.
It's broken.
Tension.
Rip.
Scotland's run out of internet, hasn't it?
Oh, was it me? Right.
Alison Becker.
I stuck with Greenock rookie Morton again.
Yeah.
I just always go bench warmers. It's just.
I'm going on 2-year cycles, so because I had Eddie Kingstonians for 2 years, and then
sorry, I can't find him. He's just been drafted.
We'll see what we end up with next year.
Panicking on the striker front now.
I'm trying to do too much here. I'm watching this screen to see what's going on here and trying to think about talking. I'm watching the Real Betis game that's on at the minute. I've got my other screen here doing with the draft as well. And my brain's getting it. I'm definitely going to forget to go here if you go a bit quiet or something like when it's my pick.
You're such a hipster, Gareth. Just sitting here watching Real Betis.
Real Betis, yeah.
Casually watching.
Yeah, I'm watching Real Betis.
I should have just left him Muzzy. Got rid of the beard. Just left.
It's like me going to Preston just to specifically watch Fiorentina. Just like, oh,
yeah. We got to see Moyes' Keane, Chris, didn't we?
We
absolutely sky-free over the bar.
Does Joaquin still play for Betis? Surely not.
No. He retired.
He played till he was about 40, though, didn't he?
Oh, yeah. Cracking photo of him when they won the cup, though, of just totally bollock naked Joaquin just posing with the cup here, just like for all the photographers and everything. Just got his lad out. Great one to Google. Oh shit, it's my pick.
Oh damn it! I thought we were trying to distract him with the last 10 seconds.
Oh man,
Lukaku's quite high up on the board of strikers available as well.
He's way too high.
Yeah, that's quite worrying, isn't it?
Isn't he going back to Italy again?
Yeah.
Surely he'll go to Turkey with Jose.
I think it's Napoli because Conte's at Napoli. Conte loves him.
Yeah. Well, because they're on about the Osimhen going to Chelsea, innit?
He can't play in goal, though, can he?
No.
Okay.
Oh, Moniz.
Oh, my knees. Bloody hell.
Oh, my knees.
Oh, my knees.
Oh, I say that many a time getting up from my chair. Oh, my knees.
I'll take James Maddison again. No problem.
That Spurs midfield is quite interesting this year.
Yeah. Who Manchester City bound Luis Diaz, obviously, for about 15 minutes.
Brendan Johnson's been tipped up a bit as well from people online, but probably struggled to get in with. Yeah, probably struggled to get in. I think with Kulusevski and Maddison, Son, Solanke. That front four.
Sleep.
We're all singing it in our heads.
Saliba. Oh dear. We're like the B sharps then, weren't we?
No.
What's everybody's strategy been then so far? Because it's hard keeping on top of everyone's picks. I've gone spine here. I've gone midfielder, striker, defender. Is somebody going for loading the midfield or something?
I'm not telling you guys.
Strategy?
I'll tell you
my strategy is my head just shouting at me.
Mine was to definitely get a striker early this year, and I still don't have one.
my brain just my brain just perks up when it says pick now, and I just close my eyes and just decide to say someone, I guess.
I've tried to get 2 strikers, so that's been my main aim so far.
I was just panicking there because it said like pick me on that screen there, and then like I was thinking it was my pick and it was Benno's pick, so I was like frantically like back and forth.
What's your thoughts, everyone, on Kieran Trippier? Because he'd generally be a pick for people.
Wouldn't be a pick for his wife currently, but you know,
is he washed?
He looked away.
Yeah, I don't think he looked good in the Euros at all. I'm surprised if he gets back in that Newcastle defence with Livramento and Lewis Hall there.
I'm surprised if he gets back into his own house.
No, that'll be the right back for England, Eddie Kyle Walker.
A lot of the people I speak to, Newcastle fans, are like, I don't understand why he's still there with everything that's gone on. They're not expecting him to be there by the end of the window at the very least, anyways.
Is that you trying to goof us all so we don't pick him and then you're going to pick him, Chris?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Who knows?
I mean, I think Lewis Hall starts week 1, and I don't see Trippier getting back in it unless it's rotation.
There's Nkunku picked.
I did contemplate that. It's good. He's down the list, so it's not obvious. But Kuleweski was good for me last year, but I don't know if he'll get the game time. Slobberslai seems to play a lot for Liverpool, but will he get the points? Mitoma was massive last year, but nobody's talking about him.
Chris Wood. There he is.
He had an injury, didn't he?
Faithful Chris Wood.
When in doubt, go for Wood.
He's been so popular this year, Chris Wood. Yeah, I saw him in your team today, Andy. I was thinking that it's one of them. I get people picking him, but he's just so prevalent that I'm like, am I missing something?
It's because Nottingham Forest have got a good run of games to start with. Right. I think that's why they're going with it. I think the issue with Notts Forest is more the midfield because there's so many you could pick from, like Gibbs White, Alanga, Hudson-Odoi, and there's maybe 2 spots there, so possibly avoid picking the midfielders and stick with Chris Wood as you want from Forest. I won't pick any of their defenders. They're like a leaky tap.
Chris, was that Martinez keeper or Martinez defender?
Goalkeeper.
No.
Goalies. Oh, there's Antonio.
Oh, Martinez was my keeper all last year. So.
Because I mean, will it be who's going to be the West Ham striker? Will it definitely be Fulcrum?
I think Antonio will probably start a season unless Bowen does. Bowen's just got the captain's armband, so depends what we do with that rest of that the new attacking midfielders we've signed. I think. Don't know what to do now.
I'm thinking, Cal, that Kilman for West Ham, he could be a really good signing.
I think him and Tadibo will do really well together eventually, but it's going to be. I think it'll be a while before they play regular together.
You should pick IWC Leon Bailey.
Can't believe Martinelli's still there. He did so well for me last season.
You couldn't get rid of him, Carl, at the end.
I think he scored 2 goals all season.
There's an IWC pick.
Oh, there's an IWC pick.
I think he's going to be very good, Minty, if he gets games.
Somebody's been watching his FPL Raptor videos.
No, I've listened to 4 different podcasts today, and they've all tipped him to do really well. So
he's been to pre-season.
Did you see FPL Raptor constantly on the screen at the Charity Shield?
Yeah, how much did he pay for that, I wonder?
He's part of the Man United social team thing now. You know they're doing this fantasy game themselves for Man United, where it's like pick 5 of the team and you get points, this, that, and the other. He's like the ambassador for it. So
Lucas get a yellow card, Paqueta. Interesting. The amount of time last season that I had to bite my nails wondering if that bastard was going to get suspended for a good number of months. While I had Tony on my bench as well, who I couldn't play for a good.
Got till January to redeem himself, so we're all right.
You should have called your team Gamblers Anonymous, Eddie.
I really should. Yeah. We have problems. Anonymous.
Kind of just like a prison 11 sort of thing.
Yeah.
You get Zuma, you get
like that, like when they do the NFL, like when they,
you know,
yeah, like when they do the NFL introductions to like the linesmen and stuff like that. It's like Kurt Zuma kicked a cat, you know, Lucas Paqueta gets a yellow card.
Oh, there's still that other Newcastle lad that's up for gambling. He's on here.
Tonali, yeah.
Tonali, he's supposed to be returning, isn't he? In
end of the month.
Yeah. We could have Ivan Toney up front.
I think someone took him.
Philly Jones is the manager.
It's gonna get emotional.
I watched a film with him in recently. Midnight Meat Train, I think it's called. Yeah. It's just like this guy that chops people up on a train. It is what it sounds like.
Sounds incredible.
That's exactly what it says on the tin.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Does he chop someone's bollocks off, thinking like he's Piazza back in the day?
Oh, Calvert-Lewin.
I was gonna say that's how desperate the strike situation's got in here.
I've actually had my eye on him.
He wants out, doesn't he?
Mikolenko's become an IWC pick randomly. I
think it's just because he's the cheapest Everton defender, and they're
yeah. The new lad that Everton brought in defence.
Oh, they are O'Brien.
Yeah.
Some man to get a goal.
Yeah, him and Branthwaite would be a decent pairing if as and when they get to play.
No way Tarkovsky's getting
he won't drop. Yeah, he'll love Tarkovsky.
Martinelli for Jordan there.
We've always got the Martinelli or Trossard conversation, haven't we? Sort of thing. And
who's RGF going for? Hopefully he's locking up at this time.
He's going to pick Richarlison.
Be making his picks on the bus back home, isn't it?
Yeah.
He's maybe falling asleep on the bus.
Ooh, he
big wang.
Ooh.
The eldest Cancelo plays still play for City.
Yeah, he's still there. Yeah.
Is that a mistake? Why is he still in the game?
Nobody signed him. Yeah.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Okay.
Who's
Zirks.
He was like the king defender of FPL, wasn't he? Oh, all of a sudden he wasn't.
But at the bottom of the battle here, really, to be fair.
I'm at the stage though where I'm looking at names and I'm like, oh, I don't want him because I had him last year, and even if he did good for me, I just want different names to look at.
Oh no. What's his name?
Keeper or Aston Villa?
Keeper. Oh no.
I love that.
He always seems to pick up like save points and what have you, so that's why I've kept with him.
Jordan Pickford, here we go. The goalies are off the boards.
Just to set you on.
He's a good choice, isn't he? I think he was top keeper, weren't he?
He was, yeah.
Just because they get fucking pepper with shots, Everton. Everybody.
And he's got those dinosaur hands, you know. So.
Is everybody panicking now and getting killed?
No, I've trolled everyone into
really
trying to go
started a trend.
I might just wait till right at the end and see what's left.
Who's picking Ederson here?
Somebody in Saudi.
I did contemplate it, then I was like, is he going? Should I just get Ortega? I mean, if
no, I think it's quite.
I've literally just searched Twitter for Ederson while it's my pick to see if I can find out if he plays or not. Thanks, lads.
Yeah, it's quieting down a bit. That
I think he's staying. I think he is staying.
Yeah. To be fair, if you've got
he's here.
Breaking news.
Or was I lying?
I mean, if you want a goalkeeper, you could just go for one of Chelsea's 8.
That should have been the rule. We should have all had to pick a Chelsea keeper.
Robert Sanchez, Petrovic, whichever other ones exist. Kepa's on this list.
Bobby Sanchez is still there.
You should just pick Ortega as well, Benno, and then you're covered either way.
I was just going to say, if you handcuff keepers, it's quite handy, isn't it? That? Rodrigo or Bernardo Silva? Rodrigo.
He's missing game week 1, but I'm sure he'll be back.
Kyle Walker. The first goal he picked off of this board was Rhea. Fucking hell.
Well, Arsenal defence was very good last year.
Yeah.
Like, historically good at some points, wasn't it? It's stupid.
Still can win the league. Oh, Hoyland, there we go.
And they won't win it this year because I've bet on them to win the league. So.
Was that Arsenal? Same here.
Yeah.
I think they'll win it this year.
I've got Arsenal, Burnley, Stockport, and Chesterfield to win the leagues, and so none of them are going to win it.
Stockport got thumped in midweek. They've got 11 fit players at the moment.
They did come up against the red-hot Blackburn team, top of the championship.
Just a bit to sell their striker.
Yeah, but like everybody else scores as well, so that's why we signed a lad from Japan and a lad from Belgium and all that nonsense.
Ooh, Armstrong.
Adam Armstrong. There you go.
Pick at this point.
That's that is certainly a pick of a player.
No, well, it's basically just
his first choice.
Take it out of all
you
your hands.
You shady bitch, Linny. You shady bitch. Vicario.
Speaking of players who had half a good season at Blackburn and went to the Premier League and did nothing. Adam Armstrong.
Where else did he do? Well, Coventry, weren't it? Before he went to Blackburn, I think he
He scored a lot last season.
Mason Mount. I'm just looking at all these names, like Mason Mount.
Mason Mount's got back into favour, hasn't he? Now, I think he were playing in Charity Shield.
I think that was only really because United were playing with a false 9 with Bruno. I think once one of the strikers comes back, Bruno will drop back down.
If anyone wants a great midfielder, Conor Gallagher from Chelsea. He's not going anywhere.
Leeds Blue, that lad. He ain't going anywhere.
He's stuck in that hotel room in Madrid, aye.
We just found out Trippier's fucking off. I was thinking, why is he still on the list?
There's Calvin Phillips on his way to Ipswich.
Yeah. Who's end of the pick here?
Who's Jeff ending up with?
Jeff. Oh, Trossard. I think he's auto-picked there, so he's got Trossard.
He's auto-picked. He must be in the car home now or the bus. No signal in Rottenstall.
He'll be asleep by the time the draft's over.
Probably got a better team than us picking his players.
Udopi. Cardiff picking the Pope. D'Angelo De Niro. I see. The thing is, I don't know about that Newcastle side this year because obviously they've not made any signings, really, have they?
Well, they're trying to get that Mark Way, aren't they? but
yeah,
I'm not sure that'll go through.
Oh, there's Delict.
Crystal Palace want an extortionate amount of money, don't they? I mean,
Well, they don't
Steve
need-
Harris come out and said about it.
They don't need to sell him, do they? So
No.
They sold a lease, saying that's the big money sale for the summer.
yeah, Palace really are in that same position to Brighton, where you probably only want to sell one player per window or per year, sort of thing. As like a big player.
There was that report, wasn't it, just in the last week, that Troll might be coming back on loan, Wilfred Zaha.
Oh God!
I think we all got burnt by Zaha at some point during the season. So this is the
still
week.
Put him in my waiver.
Yeah.
Double game week, Wilfred Zaha.
IWC Bailey gone.
You just hope it can change, and then you know he won't.
Watch this.
Gareth's looking at the dredges of the list so far.
Always.
I think unless you're looking for a forward or not even keepers, there's still decent keepers.
Yeah.
I'm just more thinking I've got to sign fucking 9 more players, and I'm like, which 9 am I going to get? Like, out of the, worrying about my next 2. I'm like, oh.
Gareth, what do you think Connor Bradley's chances this season?
He's going to get a lot of splinters in his ass.
Had a decent
Shame,
preseason, hasn't he? I think.
Shame for him.
I didn't realise it was me faffing around.
Yes.
Kieran Trippier just staying up there, not going to get picked at all.
Sterling as well, just
Timber.
I
had him last year, and
it
was what a waste.
Hopefully his legs don't fall off first game this season.
I reckon Timber will be back in that team fairly quick.
Until he goes Timber again.
In place of Zinchenko, isn't it?
No, I think Timber will take the Gabriel spot.
Oh, I've got him.
Zinchenko will lose.
When I picked him, weren't it?
Where was this information when Andy was about to pick him, Linny?
Calafiori will take the Zinchenko spot, I think. It depends if they go back to because they tried last season to do that go into a 3 with Timber moving forward or the left back, that sort of thing. And then when Timber got injured, they went back to kind of more traditional back 4. But we'll see. Depends what Pep starts doing, and then Arteta will try and copy it. So.
Brennan Johnson. There we go. Has Jeff's got a signal?
Munoz.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Damn, that was.
He's got Muniz and Minoz.
Muniz and Minoz, yeah.
Knees and toes.
My eyes, my knees, and my nose.
Did he know which one he was taking at the time?
If you've got both, it doesn't matter, does it? It's fine. I'm not too sure on this Savio fella that City have signed. Like, is he going to play?
Savio Vega.
Savio Vega.
How's he number
Savio Vega?
Yeah. How's he in the top 70 of options? It's just a bit odd.
I do have some ideas have just gone.
I do have some sad
these
news.
in California dreams.
I do have some sad news. Vince
What
McMahon's attorney says his health is fine, denying he's in decline. What a shame.
Fuck's sake.
I hope he stays incredibly healthy and spends 20 years in jail. Fucking.
Go on, Garrett.
Good lad.
Andy Ogden with a pick.
I know, I'm trying to think.
Mason Mount there, mate. Jack Grealish. Tyreek Mitchell.
Woodrick, Doku, Slobozai.
Ooh, I like that.
Robert's
Larson.
like the IWC pick earlier on, weren't he?
Strand Larson was on my list of
That's
if
the
I
one
was in
Gareth
danger.
said earlier.
Yeah.
I just need a striker who'll actually start, basically.
Jamie Vardy when
Doesn't matter how good he is. Yeah.
I just need someone on 2 points. That's all I need.
I'm just begging you, from my soul, please just give me a striker.
Give me 60 minutes. 60 minutes a week.
So he's getting 59 minutes every week now, isn't he?
Yeah, probably.
Well, I think
if
I think if you back that up with the tall lad that plays up front for Wolverhampton, Kalalad's like Dick.
Kalalad's in it.
Yeah. Because those
really
two are the ones that come on and off for each other. Yeah, but he's like 10 foot tall and he comes on for the last 5 minutes. So
can he even walk though?
He's like Bambi on ice with probably the amount of work that's had happened to his legs.
Might as well.
So he goes on for 5 minutes so his leg doesn't fall off. Yeah.
This Neto fella from Chelsea, never heard of him in my life.
He's always injured as well, Pedro Neto. Even though he's a class player, he's had major injuries.
He'll now be part of the Chelsea roulette wheel of who does Todd Bowley want to pick.
Ooh. Some rogue ones here. Anthony's still there. Joe Linton.
Joe Linton.
Has anybody got anybody from Ipswich?
No, I don't think so.
No.
We're desperate, but we're not that desperate.
Oh, I don't know. Give it 5 minutes.
I've got one in mind for them.
Yeah, there is a defender for Ipswich who had like 15 assists last year.
Is he going to be that? What was he called? Was he Doughty or something like that of Luton?
From Luton last year.
Everybody jumped on him until they started getting tonked and realised, actually, he can't get assists in the Prem.
I just want to know who picks that Jefferson guy.
Jefferson.
It's a bit of a shame. Is it George Hurst? I think is his name. He got quite a few goals last year. I think that's why they're after Schmodix. But
Andreas.
Salad.
It signed Liam Delap as well.
Yeah.
Never heard of him.
Yeah, he come from Man City's like youth setup, but he's been like many of Man City's youth setup. They've been out on loan and what have you. He's done all right. He's like a 6 foot odd striker, but championship level at best.
According to my source, who may or may not be his grandfather, I know that obviously, like once they signed Haaland, I think writing was on the wall for him, and he knew that it was going to be find a way out, and it's just taken him a couple of seasons to get away.
Has he got a long throw as well, though?
Unfortunately, that gene's not gone down the family, I don't think.
Would he play for Ireland? That's what we really want to know.
I can't see why he wouldn't. I know he's played youth-wise for England, I think, but I would assume if Ireland came calling, I wouldn't be surprised if he would.
I mean, we'll take anyone, so I mean, we're not fussy.
No, well,
take a manager from Iceland.
I was listening
a dentist. A dentist.
Dentist from Iceland, yeah.
Straight out of Mighty Ducks 2. Sorry, Gareth.
Sorry. I was listening to Jason McAteer podcast, and he was talking about when he went over for Ireland, and they were like not looking to be able to find his grandparent correctly, but he had like a surname, and then so the Irish FA came back with 3 people who it might have been and said pick one, and that's what he did because it was like pre-Google or something, you know. So it was just
Tony Cascarino is no more Irish than fucking Jesus.
There was a video game.
Once Tony Cascarino retired, they found out completely that he wasn't English.
Oh,
and
yeah,
also
completely.
There was like his family was from France or something. Like there's a bunch of people from France that he's related to, and not Ireland.
Good pick, Gareth.
That's a good one.
How long have you been holding on to that one?
He's on my watch list as well. That's annoying.
Yeah.
Another one of these midfielders that's going to play up front.
The cheat code.
Hopefully those sitting there watching shit championship games is going to pay off for you. And I've had him in the back of my head since about March.
I would say, talking of the championship, I watched the Leeds the last 2 times on telly. Bloody hell, they're looking bad at the back.
Oh, they're at 6s and 7s, aren't they, at the minute?
Yeah. I think it won't be long if they don't find a win or two. You know, they'll be having Farker out.
Oh, it's me.
Because they're expecting to, obviously go up this season and, not favourites. I'm only disappointed in him because he let me down on my hacker on Saturday. First dinner time kickoff as ever. And then all the others bloody won.
Hate to see it though, don't you? Leeds getting back.
Oh, I know. Yeah, no.
Breaks the heart.
Very sad. I love the fact that Raheem Sterling is just sitting alone in number 20.
He was like a first round pick for so many years. It's mad.
Yeah.
I wonder if, behind the scenes, the FPL can, average out what they had people in the draft rank and then where they were taken over all the games and see how far some people fall.
There is
I
a
imagine
way to do that.
Is there?
There's some website that tracks it, I think, yeah.
So I reckon Sterling must be the one that drops probably the most.
They do it on the NFL, the NFL.com fantasy league site, don't they? They'll tell you the average of where they got picked, but you'd expect that from them, wouldn't you? Providing useful data and information and updating results to the second, as opposed to having to wait until Sunday to find out where you are in the league on this fucking thing.
Well, I even looked on because I've got my membership just renewed on Fantasy Football Hub earlier, and I was like, I wonder if they've done a draft order or something sort of thing, because that's half of NFL content during the off season, and there's not even one that's gone in and just gone, these are the top people you should pick in your NFL draft, or
is that live FPL tables still a thing for this season? Do you know?
I hope so. That was handy.
Yeah.
It was really handy for the draft.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I know. FPL folk. James, you're up, by the way.
Is it me?
Well, it was.
Oh, you got Sterling.
Oh no!
I was like, I'm sure he's looking at the
midfielder as
screen.
well.
He's found a home. He's found a home.
I just saw it was down to 10 seconds. I was like, James, you're taking quite a long time.
He's going to get a hat-trick on Saturday now, isn't he?
Yeah.
He'll be back in the England squad before you know it.
Oh, you bastard, Gareth, you bastard.
Oh, Savio.
Oh.
More annoyed the Van de Ven pick, to be fair, but I'll do it.
I had Mickey Van de Ven in my proper teams, and both teams actually towards the end of last season.
He scored in the double game week, I think, didn't he?
Yeah, I had him for that week, I think.
Scored in both games, maybe, actually, if I'm right. He got 20 points or something mad.
Clean sheet, I think it was.
Yeah.
Or IWC.
IWC pick Morgan Rogers.
There's my man Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa. One of your favourites there, Bash, still in there, Kulazevsky.
Yeah, there's a couple of players I'm just looking between for my final midfield slot, and he's one of them. But
some of them still left in it, but never going to see him, are you? Mount, Sancho, Lukaku, Almiron.
But this is the thing. I think Kulowski's minutes might be a bit limited this year. So,
no, what's he called? Callum Wilson. He's permanently injured him.
Yeah, he's great for like the 3 games a season he's available. But...
Semenyo, good pick.
Thank you.
Dickhead. I can't say nice things always, you know. Come on.
I need to pick a defender at some point. I've just picked I've got my entire.
Do you not have a single defender?
No, I've got loads on my watch list of like low level guys.
You've picked 2 goalies and no defenders.
Yeah, go after the premium positions. Huh?
That's like the no running back strategy in fucking in the NFL drafting.
Oh no, is Benno here or is he away? He's going to end up with Callum Wilson.
He was expecting a call,
unless he's done his.
I don't know if that's coming.
He did do his first pick quite quickly.
Oh no, he should definitely get Callum Wilson. He'll be good.
This is a dangerous stage though, where you start to like pick based on like transfer rumors as well. Like,
that's not too bad.
You start to think like, oh, he might get a move to somebody kind of thing, and then pick him on the basis that like, you know, he might end up playing more for somebody else or something.
But there's always a case maybe on like the Friday morning where some that haven't been added to the game get added on, and they'll be there at 11 a.m. in the morning. I will be doing the trade.
I'm very not looking forward to the waiver wire mayhem again, where you wake up and you go, "Oh right, 7 people claimed for this new signing."
Yeah, I think I made about 216 waivers last season.
I mean, there's a lot to be said for starting shit, isn't there? Really, and trying to like lose the first 2 games to try and maybe get first dibs on them deadline day signings, but it's a risky one.
Yeah, 6 points can be a lot to claw back. There comes a certain point in the league where it separates into 2 groups of 6, and then
Scottish.
Yeah, it feels like it, doesn't it? I think something else becomes difficult to kind of jump that.
Because what I was saying at one stage, Chris, it could have been you against Jordan on the last day to win it.
Good pick, Jamesy.
But you ended up like I think you beat me or something like the week before to.
Yeah, I think
stop it happening. Last 2 seasons, it's happened that way. Like the top 2 going in of
the first season. The last 2 games, the last game week had first versus second and third versus fourth, and then the last season had first versus fourth and second versus third or something stupid, just like randomly come out.
I love the thing about Kamada is that every team that he's played for has like an eagle in their logo or something.
I saw that. Yeah, it's like 7 teams in a row that have been called the Eagles or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should change my team name.
Evan Ferguson.
Jeff's gone for Trippier. He's bit the bullet.
Jeff.
Yep, I went Evan Ferguson and Jeff went Trippier.
And I went.
I do like
Jimmy
Evan Ferguson,
who's playing for West Ham.
He's still injured, isn't he? I think Ferguson.
Yeah, I've got Xerxes and Watkins for the moment, so it'll work.
Yeah.
Okay. So he'll potentially make his way to Newcastle.
What's everyone needing at the moment with 5 picks to go?
A miracle.
Goalkeeper, 3 defenders, a midfielder, and a forward.
A restart.
I think mainly defenders from my end. I need
two
defenders. Yeah.
We were all clear this was a mock, right? And then we're going to do the real one in an hour, right?
100%. Just in time for Jeff getting home.
Still some good strikers there.
Are there?
Danny Welbeck.
His names.
This is where he's about to read off the list, like it's all the stars.
Mark Gooey, Jay Stansfield. Oh, Emmanuel Dennis. Remember that arsehole?
From Watford.
Sent off on a double game week.
That's right.
Everyone had like
him and Josh King, was it?
Yeah, everyone had like captained him, and he got sent off first game in a double game week. Incredible. Pau Torres is an annoying pick, Gareth. He was on my list.
One less defender for you.
Who got Guardiola?
I did.
Nobody going for Jamie Vardy.
Chris,
coming on for the last 10.
No.
He's on my watch list. Third striker.
Oh, you bastard.
I just looked at my screen then. I thought Chris was asleep. I was like, oh shit.
That's my concentrating face.
It's a very Man United team you have, Chris.
It's going to be anything different.
in a soccer.
As if Harry Maguire is still a Man United player. What is going on?
He'll be a hammer by the end of the window.
No, he won't. Signed better for less money already, so.
Who was that person?
What, the Villa one?
Villa lad.
Apparently he's the understudy to Matty Cash, who's done really well in pre-season, so.
Someone's just picked Cash, who's not his understudy after it.
Did you pick Ian Matson?
Someone's playing chess. When someone's playing chess, Gareth.
I've got Matson as well.
I see you've picked my understudy. Right, well, I'll pick the actual person. Fuck you. Some of these midfielder names, I'm like, who on earth are you?
Oh, Mudrik's still there.
Oh, terrible.
Timo Werner, anybody?
Nope.
Remember when he was like the big hot striker, like 4 or 5 seasons ago before he went to, well, Chelsea ruined him before he went
now
there.
He's at Spurs.
Now he's at Spurs, yeah.
Oh, James, you're up.
Get there. Oh.
Michael pick Romero.
Was he automatic or was that your...
No, I just got it in time. I was dozing there.
I think his automatic would have been Mudryk.
Is there anybody else? Is there anybody else decent at Leicester?
Let's have a see.
Take it that's a no.
Nobody's speaking now, are they?
I'll tell you what. I only noticed he'd signed for him the other day. That Buonanotte, who used to play for Brighton. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Well, if you want a defender, I guess Wout Faes is the one who'll be there all the time. But yeah, struggling.
I'm more
for
thinking of a good striker that's going to score loads of goals that nobody's thought of.
Jamie Vardy's right there, mate.
Yeah, but he's dead, isn't he? He's got one leg at the minute.
Nketiah, Eddie Nketiah, but he's been sold. Danny Welsh, he's still there.
You never know with Welbeck. He paid off for me last year, I think it was. Or maybe
That's Benno again.
Has everyone got keepers?
No, I've only got one.
I've got one.
I'm just waiting for roulette lucky dip at the end and see what's left.
Usually all right, aren't it? Because in theory, there's going to be enough keepers to go around.
Yeah.
A Chelsea one.
Yeah, I'm going to say we're all going to end up with a second Chelsea keeper, aren't we?
Okay.
Ake next up. Good shout,
Ake was
Jeff.
still one there, was he?
Oh, Purple Ake.
Yeah. There's Jeff's team name.
Brereton Diaz there.
I think I was going to get you as next.
That's on my midfield now.
He was an IWC pick last year, wasn't
he? Yeah. So I've got a goalkeeper, 2 defenders, and a striker to get. Cameron Archer, he's another one who's he was sort of like an IWC cheap pick last season.
Sleeping satellite.
Yeah.
It's good points per game though, Brett and Diaz last year. Like in the when he did play, like he seemed to get points. So.
Yeah, because he joined in really like January transfer window. He joined, did quite well for Sheffield United.
I'm surprised he went as late as he has actually, because he's sort of their big sign in Southampton. So you'd have to assume he's gonna.
Yeah, you think he'd play. Well, I've got both of them up front, both of them in the team, Brereton Diaz and Armstrong, who are the two who's going to be up front.
It's not looking good. I'm going down to the wire here.
Johnny Evans, he's still there.
I was going to get him at some point. I just couldn't pick someone else that right then. I probably could have got away with leaving that, but it's a long way to my pick.
Getting to the nitty gritty here.
Defenders. There he is. He's still there. Burn, baby, burn. Disco Inferno.
Yeah, that's a surprise, that.
Well, even folks think he might, like, his minutes will be shorter, but he's like one of their. I think he's captain, or he has been during pre-season. So I think they're talking bollocks just to put you off.
He's a good player for draft, isn't he? Like, because if he does play, he's going to play every week, isn't he?
I remember that season when Eddie won it. Eddie had like 3 or 4 Newcastle each week, weren't it, Eddie?
It was the triangle. It was Shar, Botman, and Pope.
Yeah.
I think there was one game where I had Pope and he ended up getting like red carded, and I was like, "Oh, for God's sake!"
Oh, when he charged out a net and wiped out
against
the
Liverpool.
Yeah, about 20 minutes in. Yeah.
That's a good pick by Jeff, that Konza for Villa. Because
I was hoping he'd come back.
They've got a lot of good games coming up. Along
that Villa defence. I mean, the Villa team looks good this year. It just depends how they do in the Champions League, innit?
Champions League, innit?
I think Douglas Luiz is a big loss, though.
Yeah.
With all the set pieces and
takes penalties. It'll be interesting to see where penalties go because Watkins isn't great at penalties.
He's crap at them, yeah.
Yeah, so.
Where was this information when I was fucking picking him first thing?
Do your own research, Eddie.
Fuck up.
You're the man with the football podcast.
Not anymore. I can't remember. Don't talk about it anymore. I talk about awful British from the 2000s.
We certainly do, mate.
We certainly do.
The defenders are getting...
Oh, Pinnock. Damn, he was on my list.
I know where he go.
He was on my list. Yeah, this is the dregs of the list are all going down.
Yeah.
Some good picks in them. What they think draft rank 300s are. Like it's players that you would pick in your usual team. I would say
makes you doubt it, doesn't it? You go, why are they so low?
Yeah, it really is like defenders are always at that kind of real bottom slate, aren't they?
But also, there are some names you've just never heard of, which is.
Ben Chilwell's on this list still.
Yeah. They don't even want him anymore. There's talk that United might take him on loan.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm. Worth a gamble for somebody there, then.
I think that Oscar Bob would have been quite higher if obviously he hadn't done his leg.
Yeah, that was unlucky.
Not sure about this choice, but he had a good Euros. Ooh.
Oh, Kukurea. Yeah.
Definitely going to start.
He'll be part of the magical Chelsea roundabout, so.
Oh shit! That Davis went from Ipswich. You had him.
I nabbed him early, yeah, because I heard you all talking about him earlier.
Did you?
I took him way early. No, I had him on my list, and I heard you guys talking about him, and so I took him way earlier than I needed to. But I just wanted to get him in.
You took away all our hopes and dreams.
That's it. You were like, 15 assists in the championship last year, was
it? It's such an innocuous surname. I was like, I don't think anyone even noticed I took him. It's like, Davis.
Don't mind if I do.
Well, when he's feeding Sammy Schmodix, you know, it's.
Look at that with Arsenal. There's only 6 of them left on you had to pick from Arsenal ones.
Which ones?
So which ones? It is Nketiah, Zinchenko, who might get a game, Tomiyasu, who's injured, Kiruro, who might play, Ramsdale, who they think he might be off, and Tierney, who's permanently injured.
I mean, I'll tell you one person don't draft, Kieran Tierney. Made of glass.
Man City players left, 3. João Cancelo, Rico Lewis, and class clown Scott Carson.
Well, Rico Lewis will play the first game of the season because he played the Charity Shield and.
Wouldn't McAtee maybe get a chance?
No, Carl Walker's still injured, isn't he? So they stick Rico Lewis up.
McAtee as well may get a start now as well.
Oh, they get Rico.
That Solly March is quite good.
Yeah?
I'm going to go an oldie, but a goodie. I hope he's still playing regular.
Stupid now.
He's back in training apparently, so he's not far away.
Yeah.
I just added him to my list. Oh, devastated.
Big dunk, lots of headers there.
That's the plan, hopefully.
I'm gonna have to have him. I've had him in every draft team that I've done for the past 2 seasons, of both this one and the one that I do with my mates. But good old, faithful, reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're looking for minutes.
Yeah, that's it. I know he's going to play every single week, so.
And he gets the odd
yellow card.
Gets the odd yellow card and out Thunderbolt.
Yeah.
3 points every few weeks out of him.
That's it. How many times do you lose by a point? Like, and you wish you had a player like that?
Yeah, 100%.
I'll take Kilman.
Especially when I'm gambling on Ismail Assar, like getting assists and points for Palace. But you never know. He was good for Watford 17,000 years ago. So.
He was linked with United at one point.
Do you remember when Gallo played for United? And he just...
Oh, bloody hell.
He actually scored a few goals. He was better than Wout.
Oh, I
saw about being subbed on at that the Burnley Luton game, and I'm like, how far have you fallen from like the Euros to Burnley versus Luton?
First time he's had to play for Burnley in like 3 seasons or whatever it is. It's like, why did I ever agree to make this move? Right, if you want an IWC pick.
Oh, you bastard. I mean, it's okay. I've already picked up my defenders. I was hoping you would have maybe stayed up. You bastard.
You pick him every season, better, don't you?
It gets to this point, and it's like, go on then.
Well, he plays behind the attacker, doesn't he? So he used to get 9 points a couple of seasons ago, I remember.
Just trying to find some information out.
When Dia still exists in this league, Jesus Christ.
One that blew my mind is Nathaniel Klein. He's still knocking about at Palace.
Yeah.
I thought he's about 40 now.
Did anyone take a punt on Jamie Vardy?
No,
that's what I'm considering right now.
He's injured, isn't he?
He's currently 25% chance of playing.
Yeah, I think he's out for a little while.
A while.
I'm being attacked.
That's a cat.
Benno again. Who's he taking this time? Mudryk?
Odsonne Edouard, good pick.
Damn it.
He'll be first choice for the first couple of weeks.
For now.
There's Mateta, he's in fit, yeah.
I'll get Vardy in week.
There's the other Martinez.
He should
is in.
He should be in good form when he comes back, Mateta. He had a good Olympics.
He did.
Yeah. Has to be something good down the bottom there somewhere.
Which Martinez was that, Chris? United's Martinez.
Yeah, the butcher. He was down in the 500s.
Didn't play a minute last season.
Probably because he were injured, weren't it?
Yeah. I mean, United's defence is going to be interesting this season if they're bringing in Maggio and Delict and stuff like that. So
they didn't look better last year than when Martinez finally made his return in that cup final against City. He was the instant game changer for that.
Luke Shaw.
And he had a good Copa America apart from the celebrations afterwards.
Yeah.
I can see why Enzo stayed on the bench.
Yeah, see why Messi flew home straight away.
Mm-hmm. Right, goalkeeper, second one, Bobby Sanchez, ex-Rochdale.
You guys say Bobby Sands there?
He probably would have done better in goal when he were at Dale, Bobby Sands.
Did you see the fella from France that won a medal in the dancing at the Olympics? Learnt in the Bobby Sands Dancing Academy in Paris. Just like, what's all that about?
Where did that come from? Yeah.
The discussion about trying to figure out a name for that studio, eh? It also sounds like someone from when Alan Partridge has got the tape recorder. He's coming up with ideas.
Bobby Sands, Dance Academy.
Colwell, Murit. These are all the names coming.
I just have my short list of keepers up, and they're just literally disappearing one by one now. There's no way any of them are going to be left. 13 turns to go.
Wishing this was Real Madrid's one. It's Raul.
Oh, you son of a bitch.
That'd be my pick.
Did someone pick Emil Smith-Rowe?
Yes. I looked for him because I thought he had slipped under the radar and he was gone.
Yeah.
He went for quite a while though, yeah.
I think Jordan got him.
Oh, Asula moved to Newcastle, didn't he?
Justin Clivert, Jesus.
I've just realised I've picked 3 Fulham players.
Their opening fixtures their opening fixtures are very enticing, to be fair.
Can you put AW as your sponsor on your kids in the game?
Dogs,
they'll all be on the bench this weekend though.
Well, yeah. I did see the Fulham women's team now sponsored by AEW. That's
right.
What tier are they in of women's football? Like the very bottom?
I think they play the Blackburn Rovers women, so yeah, they must be pretty low down.
Mopey, my goodness.
Mopey.
What a season he had on Twitter.
Twitter king.
His entire run with the English team, mocking the English team this year is class.
So I've gone to look for Fulham's women's team and go to fixtures on Flash Score, and it doesn't even come up with anything.
All right,
at that lower level.
They don't even exist.
So it's like when NXT UK sponsored that side.
Yeah. What team was that they sponsored?
Enfield Town, Enfield? I think it was. Yeah. Just right beside the big trampoline park.
You worried me before, Gareth, and you said you were listening to McAteer's podcast. Caught the end of that conversation. Thought it was the bad one.
I wouldn't give him the download.
Gonna have to go for a West Ham goalkeeper here. This is not fun at all.
Flappy-Ansky.
I was thinking Wes Foderingham, if I'm honest. Okay.
The LX Rangers.
Kelleher.
The keepers are just disappearing now.
So that was my last player
for the keepers. Ramsdale. He's flinging shit to a wall and hoping it sticks.
Speaking of which, he might get sold to somebody in the Premier League.
I think he might end up somewhere like Forest or something like that, or Ipswich, which should be grand.
He was originally linked with Marseille, wasn't it? There we go, Jamie Vardy. Tielemans.
Someone asked Jamie Johnson in the chat there asking if anyone was on the EFL fantasy this season. I considered it, but then I looked at it and it was like you only had it was like 7 aside or something, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it is.
I'm on it right off.
So you pick that thing where you have to be online all weekend.
No, it's you pick two. You pick 2 teams that you think will win, and then you pick a keeper, 2 defenders, 2 midfielders and 2 strikers from any of the Championship, League 1 or League 2.
There is somewhere I'll post it again. There was a link in the Discord for the GRAPPL EFL League.
My favorite thing about the Discord is when Jamesy just pops up again on the odd occasion. You just see Jamesy has joined.
And everyone replies with the Joey meme.
I leave, and then every month when my Patreon renews, it pops back up in my Discord. And then I go in and I read a very long post by someone and I just go, fuck this. And I just leave again. It's like some essay about fucking Matt Hardy or something like that. God.
Sorry, James. I'm just a big fan.
I don't know who you could be talking about at all there, Jamesy.
Sorry. Oh, good job.
Good picture there.
Timed out.
Yeah, no, he's on my bench in it, so I can get shot of him.
Yeah, no, you can.
Can we do waivers now before tomorrow, do you think?
No. No, it's 11 a.m.
But is it locked now until the deadline, or is there still the usual thing on the Friday?
That way? He will be.
You want to help me out with the last pick? Come on, lads.
I've reposted the link in the Discord.
Someone waving in there, Gareth.
What player do you need, fella?
So I need a defender. Who's most likely to play out of Livramento, Neco Williams?
He needs a defender.
Neco Williams might be one.
Neco Williams good.
Zinchenko, Van Heck, Chilwell.
Is it Aya? Is he still available from Forest? AIYA, whatever his name is.
Is Livramento definitely not going to play?
I can't see.
I would have gone for him.
Well, if you think Trippier is not going to play, then Livramento will. So
yeah,
it's one or the other. In
Worth
fact,
a
I'd say
gamble.
Livramento will at least start the season.
Go on. Done. Draft has ended.
Right then.
Let's
have a look.
Right, I'll try and get the teams up.
Opening fixtures.
Where'd you go against? Someone remind me.
Oh yeah, we get Super League.
I always forget how to do this.
So, opening weekend, Jeff versus Benno.
Ooh.
James against Rory in the battle of the promoted teams.
Ooh.
Jordan against Carl. Jamesy against Eddie.
Ooh, and Eddie.
Lene against Gareth, and then me against Andy.
Nice.
Okay.
Now, does anyone remember how you get to the teams?
I can't believe it.
I think you can just click on each one, Benno.
Yeah.
From that.
I'm hoping give us a little parade on the way out, Gareth.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hiya.
So, looking at the last games of the season, because this is where usually first versus second isn't playing. Me versus Jeff. So that's probably not going to be the first versus second.
Me versus Carl, so top versus bottom.
Nah, Jordan versus Benno. That could be first versus second.
What's in the draft for a minute, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, and then if you scroll to the bottom, in fact, that on the right hand side there. Sorry, on your screen.
Oh yeah, you have to. It's awkward, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let me change this.
Scroll up a touch for it.
Yeah, there's no better way, is there, than doing it this way? Unless anyone else can see another way in.
I think you just have to change that filter. And
yeah, it's probably the best way.
Go on, we'll go from bottom then. Chris Lene, who's you got, mate?
Yes, so we have Leno or Flecken in goal. Defenders are Robinson from Fulham, Mikulenko from Everton, Zabani from Bournemouth, Barco from Brighton, and Martinez from Manchester
That's a
United.
very IWC back five you've got.
It is, isn't it?
The very 4.5 million set of defenders.
Yeah, that's because all my first picks were midfielders, pretty much, which are Gordon at Newcastle, Rice at Arsenal, Rodri at Man City, Mitoma at Brighton, and Semenyo at Bournemouth. And then up top, Solanke at Spurs, Visser at Bournemouth. No, not Bournemouth, Brentford. And Jefferson at Bournemouth. And that's a lot.
Next up, Jamesy.
Oh. So my two goalies are Pickford and Verbruggen. And then my defenders are Saliba, Gvardiol, Lewis Hall, Leif Davis, and Luke Shaw. Midfielders Odegaard, Eze, Szoboszlai, Hudson-Odoi, and Kamada. And then my strikers are Rasmus Højlund and two players that nobody will ever have heard of. Ndiaye from Everton. Strand Larsen
Ndiaye.
And Strand Larsen from Wolves.
You can have all the fun of Højlund this year, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. I bought an injured Rasmus Højlund and an injured Luke Shaw. That'll tell you.
I'll read out Jordan's for him. We've got Henderson and Neto in goal. He's got Johnny Bones Stones, Udogie, Gehi, Pinnock, and Keith Colwill in defence. Midfield, never letting that all go. Carlton Palmer, Martinelli, Johnson, Smith. He got Smith Rowe, that's who it was, and Neto. And then up front, he's got Mateta, Cunha, and Jamie Vardy. It's a very Brit-Res team, that, isn't it? Jamie
he has Cunha Mateta as the strikers.
Hey. Come on, George, you got to call your team that noise.
There you go.
James, go ahead, mate. You're next.
So I've got Jose Sarr and the well-known Hermansen in net. Back five, I've got Jurien Timber, Ruben Dias, Ramiro, Cucurella, and Estepinian. And then I've got a bit of a 2021 midfield. I've got Saka, De Bruyne, Gibbs White, Bruno Guimaraes, and Sterling, who's going to...
Proper name value, that's proper WrestleMania.
All the stars.
Benno, he clearly fought long and hard about wanting Sterling. So hard they didn't realise it was his turn. And then just he randomly appeared.
He's going to work out, James.
It was up to fate to pick Sterling. He's too powerful for me. And then up front, we've got Gakpo, Nicholas Jackson, and Neil Maupay. No more needs to be said about Neil Maupay.
In life, in general.
He'll say it himself. I don't say it.
There we go. Right. After that, we have Jeff Ogden. Go on, Andy. Do you want to read them out for him?
Yeah, so he's got David Raya, Areola. His favourite, Munoz from Crystal Palace, he has him in the main team. Kieran Trippier, Nathan Purple-Ake, Cedric Konza, Murillo, which I think is a good pick for him. Midfielders, he's got a good team here as RGF. Nkunku, Wang, Trossard, Bernardo Silva, and Savio Vega. And forwards, Isaac, Muniz, and the forever injured Callum Wilson.
Not bad. He's done better than last year when he was playing catch-up on because he had an auto team last year.
Yeah.
He's done good. Done good.
That's a decent team,
right.
Feels like.
Yeah, it's strong, man. Rory has got Allison and Callagher. He's got the Liverpool goalies. He's got Robertson, who I was considering. Is he expected to play? He's still got a space. Yeah.
Simicus might play the first game, but then Robertson will go back.
Good shout then. Yeah, I was considering that. Gusto, Cash Wheeler, Lewis, and Luca Dean. He's got Mo Salah, Rashford, IWC Sam Bailey, Doku, and Jordan Ayew. The Ogden favourite. And Antonio, Gabriel Jesus, and Rory to laugh.
I think that kind of loses it up front.
Might be a different
pretty, pretty decent team there until you get to the front three, I think.
Yeah,
that's most of us, in fairness.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Carl. You're up next.
So I've got Johnston and Fotheringham as a keepers. Fotheringham's got no chance in the world of playing, so it doesn't really matter. Then Shah, Ian Matson, Senesai, Wan-Bissaka, and the kid from Villa who's meant to be really good. Never even heard of him. No idea. I'll let you say that one.
He's the understudy to Matty Cash.
You wait till he plays at the weekend, he gets 5 assists. Then Mbeumo, the other IWC for the season, Minter, Paqueta, who may or may not play the whole season, Sancho, who also may or may not play the whole season, then Werner might not turn up all season. And then up front, we've got the man who's going to get me relegated, Haaland, Darwin, who can't score to save his life, and then Danny Welbeck, who'll probably score loads of goals.
Not bad. I think Welbeck's always a good pick. He'll get in the team at some point.
And
Eddie.
Okay. So I've got Vicario from Tottenham, Sales from Nottingham Forest, Virgil, Ted DiBiase's mate, and RIP fella. RIP fella. Calafiori, Dallo, Tadibo, Killaman from West Ham, Bowen, Andres, Tommy Rogers, Tillemans, a wrestler that's named Watkins, Josh Xerxes, and Sir Alex Ferguson.
He's doing well. Not a bad shout. Gareth.
Yeah, Eddie's already done the Pope joke, so I can't do that one again. Pope and Murrish there, so I'm hoping Pope at the back brings a bit more stability in Newcastle. White, there's a lot of that gone up wrestlers' noses over the years. Akanji, Van der Ven, Pau Torres, and 8 Nouri. So pretty try to spread the bases there in the defence.
Yeah,
Phil Foden first pick, Kudus, and then a little gamble here on the Mavididi and Ismail Assar there, and an old faithful John McGinn in the midfield.
Workhorses here, Gareth. Boots and trunks this.
Ivan Toney, boots and trunks, Chris Woods there, ever reliable, popping up with the armband on, taking penalties, and the gamble of Eddie Nketiah. So I'm fairly happy with that overall.
Yeah, some work rate in that, mate. I like it.
Nketiah will be starting for someone by the end of the deadline, I think.
In Turkey.
Probably. It's going to be Galatasaray or Palace.
I'm just very excited for the Wilfred Zaha gamble when we all realise he comes.
Smodix is gone, Chris.
Is it official now? Is it
9 million only?
Yeah, we're terrible at selling players.
Fucking hell! For 9 million, it's worth a punt.
Yeah.
Must have been a good month in chickens for him.
Go ahead, Andy.
Yeah, so my team in net, Onana, what's his name? Bobby Sanchez, dreams can come true, Gabriel. Phil Mitchell, Kwanzaa.
When will you be mine?
Kwanzaa. Burn Baby Burn, cancelled.
Oh, I know him. He works for Progress. He's
Diogo Jota, Luis Diaz, Ward-Prowse, Jimmy Somerville. Don't leave me this way. I hope you don't. And Ben Brereton Diaz in midfield to round that off. And up front, it's Kai Havertz, Armstrong, and Taiwo Awoniyi. Pretty strong team, hopefully. Fingers crossed.
It's a good team, Andy.
Look forward to being offered all of those players over the season on the wire.
I already tried to make offers for my strikers, but it's not. You can't yet.
Christopher Elliott.
So we have got Emi Martinez in goal with Arsenal's number one goalkeeper, Ramsdale with him. In defence, we've got De Ligt and Mr. Anderson.
Anderson.
Mazraoui, Castagna and Dunk. In midfield, we've got Son, Garnacho, Mainu, Rory McAllister, and Alex Iwobi. Up front, we've got Fulkrug, Dominic Calvert-Lewin, and Real Madrid's favourite Raul.
Did well there, mate. He's cheap in the main game, eh? Well done. Like it. And then, me last up, I got the City keepers, Ederson and Ortega of the Embassy. I've got Trent Alexander-Arnold. I've got that was just for Jamesy, that. I've got Pedro Porro.
Pop me as that.
Braden Walker, Tarkowski, and Livramento in defence. I've got Bruno Sammartinez, Jack Grealish, Harvey Winks, and Doucouré. And up front, I've got João Pedro, Richarlison, and Edouard Kingston. Looks good, mate. Happy with that.
Kingston.
Some alright squads there, I reckon.
Yeah.
Bit of a.
If last year was anything to go by.
We're not going to have a meltdown anyway, week 2, so it'll be fun.
Yeah, me.
I'm going to have to get the waiver wire in for Sammy Schmodics now, so...
Yeah.
Does that mean you throw in the game again?
Striker or a midfielder?
Yes, there's another one in it, that Rutter from Leeds going to Brighton, 40 million. Bloody hell, Leeds will be stuck with Patrick Bamford forever, won't they? Up the top.
God, remember him.
Remember that one season when he was brilliant in FPL?
Yeah. They're cheap.
Yeah, it was like 5 million or something, wasn't he?
It was interesting looking at the list and seeing like people like Lukaku went like first round at 2 years ago, and now he's like obviously because he's away off again, like all the bottom of the barrel.
I don't know why Chelsea haven't fancied him.
Well, they don't know who they fancy though. To be fair.
Well, yeah, but
I think they just forgot about him.
Yeah. Oh, he's still
forgot
here.
They owned him.
He's just outside in the rain like Abe Simpson.
Yeah.
What? Wasn't it this week? Were it Cole Palmer's signed? Were it a 9-year contract?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't want to give Conor Gallagher more than a 2-year contract. Just like none of it makes any sense.
Like Conor Gallagher's better than most of those players they've signed in the last few years.
Conor Gallagher
better.
Was their captain
cares
and
about
played was the captain and played like 46 games last year for him.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to give him more than a 2-year contract, and then they signed a goalkeeper on an 8-year contract. It's just like it's ridiculous.
Apart from Cole Palmer, he was their best player.
Yeah.
Well, they did need a goalkeeper, to be fair, so
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good season this year. We were saying before you got on, James. I honestly think that the price stuff this year is going to make teams different. I think it's going to be there will be templates, but it's harder to do that template. Like we were talking earlier about, like just Cole Palmer should be a given. He should be in everyone's team, but he's not because it's like it's him or it's Saka or you might be going for Salah. Like I think it's actually going to be interesting this year.
Yeah. Nobody has Son. Son's 10 million. Like, you know, he's always popular. Yeah, but like he's 5% or 10% ownership.
Yeah.
I think they've done a great job. Like putting Haaland, they gave people a choice to make about Haaland. Like when he was 12 million, it was you could not have him. But now at 15 makes you think, you know, and then can you really have him and Salah
last season, weren't it? Like ownership.
That's what I mean. He'd score a hat trick and you'd just be shrugging your shoulders, going, "Well, sure, everybody has him." There's no, you know, it was nearly costing your rank. You know what I mean? And like now, if you bring in Haaland and Salah, you have to go really thin either in defense or the rest of your midfield. You know, it makes you make proper choices, like, which is brilliant, I think.
I think a lot of people seeing on Twitter, there's a lot of people who have kind of went, I'm not going to pick Haaland. And then as it's kind of coming down to tail end, they're like, okay, I'll put Haaland in. And it's like, how long have you got that kind of strength to kind of go, no, not going to put him in. And then by the end of it, you're like, yeah, you'll put him in. And you'll find a way to work around it.
Always.
But then again, you see some tips as saying you've got to have a good 11 and maybe one good on the bench and the rest is all 4 millions and that. But I think personally for myself, I want to half decent bench of 4.5 and 5 million, so you can tinker a bit.
You just want to play your bench boost, Andy. Tell the truth.
Well, yeah, it is. I'm planning on week 2 for that.
James. Week 2, not week 1. No, triple captain week 1.
Because I was about to say the transfers are going to make the game different this year, but not for Andy. Because some of us are going to be saving up like 5 transfers, aren't we? That's never happening.
There's like limited dual game weeks in it, so that's where they're all saying maybe go about week 4 or week 5. When after the international break and once you've assessed the lay of the land.
But I do think everyone's going to be different. Like, there's going to be people who are literally saving up 5 transfers because they can. And then there's going to be people who are going to doing it on just week to week. And then there's going to be people taking hits, like Andy. And there's going to be people in the middle. Like, the strategies are going to be all over the place, I think, this year.
I just can't see anybody who plays it properly waiting 5 weeks before making a change.
That's for the lapsed people, in it.
Yeah.
Are you doing it just for the sake of it, which isn't the proper reason?
I could see having a 3, like getting to about 3 and then carrying it. Do you know what I mean? And then only using 1, and then maybe at some point that 3 becomes 4. That might happen, but you'd have to have a really good 3-week run for that to happen, just to get in that favourable position.
And if your team is so good that you can go 5 weeks without a transfer, then you probably don't need to make 5 transfers anyway. You know what I mean? You're doing so well that you're like, well, I don't really need to pull my team apart now.
Well, some teams have been like that in the past where they haven't had to make like a transfer. They've just got...
And you make them up for the sake of it.
Lucky, yeah.
But how many times do you feel like, oh yeah, I'm really happy with my team, and then 18 minutes into the game on the Saturday, one fucker breaks his leg or something like that, and you're like, oh, like
it's always something. It's always
someone gets sent off or something.
I think that was near enough everyone. I think that was near enough everyone who had Timber in their lineup last year, because he started like 69 minutes in, he ends up like doing his, and you're like, for fuck's sake, now you have to kind of go around it again. And
well, I'm going to say with myself, like as in terms of, when I use transfers, like soon as it becomes active in the game about 12-15, I'll make me transfer for the week after. But I know some people leave it to the last minute, but I don't think there's a right and a wrong way, is there? Because I'm maybe trying to beat like price rises and what have you, and it could,
You're causing them.
Yeah, but you do the bit to try and catch the price rise, but then use your wild card so early that you're not getting the benefit from having the massive amount in the bank. Like you've got to play the market on the money all the way through to then use your wild card at the point when you've got the most money to make it worthwhile, haven't you? It's the double-edged part of it, I suppose.
Feels like a Todd Bowley, Tony Khan seminar we're about to have here.
Definitely.
Don't you find yourself on? I don't know if it's just me, but like on Thursday and Friday when they have them press conferences, I know they don't give much as in terms of information, but you're just waiting for that little nugget, aren't you? To like, oh no, I might change them because they're saying that they're not doing well in training this week.
I do kind of wish it was similar to the way it is in the NFL, where they have to tell you who's like there's a level of, so like each player has to be deemed as available, questionable, or out, and they're not allowed to change those players from those positions. If they've said a player's out on a Wednesday, that player can't play. He's out for that week, sort of thing. So
kill Pep.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. Like,
he wouldn't be able to cope with that at all, would he?
Well, that's the way it works in the NFL, because they set the betting lines based on what they say. So, like, Vegas have so much power over the NFL that they're just like, if you tell us the player's out, we're taking that as read, and if you change that, there's fucking issues, sort of thing. Whereas EFL player managers get up there and they're just like, oh, who knows how he did today in our training session that I've just left. Not me.
That like,
just lying like anyhow.
Arteta and Guardiola, that who don't really give much away, don't really show the hand.
Whereas your man at Spurs will just tell you straight up.
Lies.
Well, he did that today, didn't he? He said, we suspended this guy because he's fucking sucked a balloon up.
Basuma.
I've got the big question, lads. Are we doing it for money this year? Are we keeping it up?
Oh yeah.
Oh, I'd have thought so.
Well, Matty's not here, so we might actually get everyone to fork up as well. So,
what I was saying, last year, some people gave me it early and some late, so we'll leave it to like the last 4 weeks, and then I'll come collect them then. Maybe send them money at the end of the season rather than
like Ashton Smith
on my PayPal to collect. No, I'm not fucking crap, mate. So it's sorry, Andy. Did you ever get that interview?
I'm not seen him for about a year. He's still working.
James is getting that Chris Brooks interview before that happens, mate.
Still waiting for my DM to be read.
But yeah, is that all right with you, James? 20 quid near the end of the season. We'll talk then.
Yeah, it's fine.
Good.
As long as Linné don't win it again, yeah, I'm fine with that.
I was going to get myself a little crown or something for this year, but
I misremembered. I thought Eddie had won it last year. I was thinking I gave Eddie a big pile of money. Was that just a separate transaction, Eddie? I don't know.
What was that for? The money is just resting somewhere, but I can't talk about it now. You know. But no, I want. It was. I mean, to be fair, if it could be more exciting this year instead of like the last week of the season basically being for naught, like the year that I won it, when it was basically just I was waiting to see if Shar got an extra bonus point or not.
Extra bonus point, yeah.
God, yeah, do you remember that?
Yeah.
And then we did we think?
I remember that. My bank balance was very low.
Did we think Will had survived and then it turned out he hadn't or something, or we had added it up, or there was some kind of drama at the very end?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Something
was
like
it
all
not,
over
was
the
it not
bonus points
with Matty getting relegated?
Yes.
Was it something to do with that?
Yeah, there was something I can't remember now, but there was something really
Yeah.
close.
It's like the FPL VAR coming, weren't it? Sorry, Will, you're down.
We'll have to start a Twitter account for it, like VAR's got this year.
well, now we've got 2 divisions as well. It's needs a lot to take. Keep the balance of it.
We need a third one.
I mean, Matty being an absolutely coward for not even deciding to go into the league and just retiring, you know. So.
He had enough. He had 1 season. Was it 2 seasons he did or 1?
Just the one, I think.
Just one. Is he retired now? Is he not doing it again this year?
Yeah.
He's done.
It's like that. You've been retired. No, you've been relegated. No, I'm just retired now. It's like no.
Took his ball and went home.
Yeah.
Just like Steve.
He was flagging by the end.
Yeah. Was it like that in that league? Was it like there were people who were still playing and the people who weren't? It looked like that. There were a few at the bottom.
Yeah, so I think there's someone gave up quite early, but then there's like 3 or 4 in the middle. We're really close, but Rory, he just smashed it. But I mean, so who was second?
Was it Connor?
I think Wilson.
Connor was second. He was like miles ahead, and then he lost. I think it was something like 10 out of the last 15 game weeks.
Jeez.
And then the last week, so me and Lindsay caught him, and we were both ahead. So then we played each other, and we were second and third. So it was whoever won that went up. But like somehow he came 4th in a 2-horse race. It was I don't know how he did it.
Spurs on it.
Proper John Barnes. Yeah.
The Chris Elliott Borussia Dortmund, Borussia Dortmund way of that last season.
Yeah.
There he is in the chat. World class bottling.
It still baffles me how I didn't win that.
But Connor had a really good. He got all the IWC picks. I don't really know how he managed it.
I do remember Connor at one point saying, "Oh, it's so hard to pick players." We were like, "There's 8 teams in your league. How could it be difficult to pick people up in the draft when we're like fighting over scraps from Bournemouth defences or stuff like that?"
This one is murder. This is so hard. Like, you think all week, no one will think of this guy now, and then fucking 8 people go for him. Then, like,
but then,
at least it's not. At least it's not like NFL ones where it's like you've got a draft kit of like $100 and then it's like whoever bets the highest amount of money on the person gets them.
Having done the NFL draft last season with you, Eddie, I just found it difficult because I just picked about 6 quarterbacks, didn't I?
Like top bowler, you.
And then I got the hang of it.
Yeah.
And what happened.
It's again the fantasy of NFL and FPL they're quite good, and they do have that crossover. And there's certain things that the FPL could learn from the NFL fantasy, and it's vice versa. But yeah, it's quite like injury. Like in NFL, you have like the injury reserve list, so you can put someone on there and then pick someone up and stuff like that. Instead of with this, where it's like you've got kind of like I've got Evan Ferguson, so I'm gonna have to stick with Evan Ferguson. I'm not dropping him. It's like last year when I had Tony, and I was like, he's suspended, he's not gonna play. But it's like, well, I'll just have him, and hopefully when I'll just.
That's it. How
just
many people can you hide on your bench? It's just like,
yeah,
it's like becomes a bit of a pain. But it's also when you're top of the league or whatever, you have to start playing like 2 or 3 weeks ahead. So like when you're bottom of the league, you get first pick, so you know that you can just get whomever. But like in that bit where say Bournemouth were having great games, I had to get Zabani or somebody in 3 weeks before I wanted him because I knew by the time I needed him, everybody else would be picking him, sort of thing. It's just like it just gets ridiculous where you're just like having to plan so far ahead.
Yeah,
and you're probably planning opponents ahead, aren't you, as well?
Yeah, there was sometimes when we had double game weeks and stuff, and you just look at a match and go, "I'm not even going to try and win that one," because you already know they've got like 4 or 5 Liverpool players that have all got double game weeks, and they're all going to play. Just like, yeah, I've lost that, so that's fine.
But
it's a long
season. Like a couple of times last season where Gareth had like 100. Didn't you get 100 points in a draft game last season?
I think, yeah. I had a couple of monster weeks, and then I'd just fucking like up and down, just be totally like the other way and get like 15 points like the week later, and you're like, fucking come on, could I not have had 20 from last week and just carry them over? Like, you know?
Probably same with Benno as well. Near back end of season, Benno was getting like big scores, and it's when you're at the top, like one to 4 or 5, you're like, oh, I don't want to play them down there because they're like getting big points last 2 or 3 weeks.
My favorite one is when you beat the one person in the league that you're able to beat, and you'd have lost to everybody else if you'd have played them in that specific. Like your game ends like 26-25, and everyone else scores 40 or above, and you're just like, "Yep, that was the right game this week."
Season. Gareth's usually got like 30,000 points, but somehow like in the game it's like mid-table.
That's definitely how I win. It's just low scoring and just happen to get the one person that week.
That's it. You just pick an 11 that you know are just all going to play, so you at least get 2 points each. And you're like, "Yep, that'll do."
It's nice when you have a random draw as well that appears out of nowhere in games.
Yeah.
All I'm looking forward to this year, though, is logging into my team and not seeing the words Hoyland and Gakpo as my 2 big strikers. So that's definitely going to be a bit more fun and freshen that one up for me, because that was fucking depressing, and especially when you're there like throwing the hints in the chat to hopefully get someone to take Hoyland off you, and it's like, oh, like he's Odson Edward as an alternative. Like, ain't doing the trick for me, that one.
I mean, the option was there for you, Gareth.
There'll be someone that we'll all look at, like once the dust settles, we'll look at the free agents, and there'll be someone we all missed, or there'll be a couple of players we'll be right there in the way.
Still got some signings as well.
I've already lined
that
up.
need to be confirmed as well, you know.
I was going to say, I've lined up
go in for this guy called
Raheem
Sammy
Sterling.
Schwadich. Yeah.
Sterling's going to be first out.
Have we ever actually had a trade in our league? It's like,
I think it only happened during when the Ivan Toney betting scandal, when I was on the tram and I traded.
No,
didn't Benno buy him just as he got banned or something?
No, I traded somebody, didn't I? Yeah, I
traded
with Tony, and then they announced. I traded with Andy for
literally
Tony.
5 minutes later, wasn't it?
5 minutes later, he's out for 6 months or something.
And I were on the tram to Chadderton, and Chris saw this out. But I think that's the only one that happened. Many a time during the season, Eddie won it. I tried to trade with Connor, who was bottom of the league, miles away. He just wasn't having any of it. I was like, "Oh, come on, Connor!
Respect it. Integrity of the league. It's good, man.
Yeah.
I still need to pay him for that, you know. But you know, it will get paid like Brit. You'll get paid like Brit rest pay, maybe in about 3 years' time.
Yes. He's been reading that book of Alex Shane, hasn't he?
I got paid, Eddie, that weekend. I got paid, and I didn't get the flu either. So.
I got pneumonia in that fucking cave, so you know, didn't get paid, but.
Always get paid before the show.
It really fucking did.
It was there or Oberhausen, wasn't it? One of the two.
Well, it could also have been Europe's Premier Tournament Road to Glory when the Ogdens appeared and they'd just come back from was it the racing you were at? And then you were like patient 0 and patient 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The hub of Coleridge, yeah. And we shut wrestling down forever. Well, we didn't for about 6 months.
Right, I think we'll call it there, lads. Another great draft. And yeah, I'll come call them 4 weeks in the season. That's D-Day, money-wise. But
send the boys round.
Good luck to everyone. I think Matty's the boys. I think he'll be breaking legs.
Not Chris Masters. Yeah. Fludder. He's got plenty of time with on.
Great stuff. Well, yeah, nice one, lads. Good luck for the season, everyone. Get those teams in. Deadline's tomorrow night. No one forget. Sure we won't. And yeah. Sounds. See you soon. Don't know how to end it. JP.
Good to see you, lads.
Yeah, good to see you all. Good to
see you.
Good to have you on, James.
Thanks very much. Bye.
See you all. Good night, everyone.